You guys have allowed 36 points across 6 games in the second half. What is it about the second half that the defense comes to life in?
I wish there was a magic, answer, and if there was, then you'd probably do it obviously before halftime. I think I'll go positive right now. I mean, maybe there's a little bit of belief in some of the things that we're saying. Maybe there's a little bit of the understanding in terms of the self-inflicted nature, some of the things that has happened in the first half, and that doesn't take any credit away from your opponent. But I think for most of the guys, there's too much of a feeling out as you go through the first half. I said I was going to be positive. But no, I just think that we've maybe it's a settling down, maybe it's just a recommitment to what we call the bottom line, what you got to get done in every individual play, and maybe it's we got to see it once, and that's not what good defenses do. You got to see it once to kind of I guess confirm some of the things that we're coaching. So something we look at, but I give the kids credit, finishing the right way.
And you don't have Shane Lee, and then you lose Kalen Bullock. Who did you see step up in their absence?
Yeah, I think for the most part, I mean, every guy did. I mean, I think about Randland's role went up in terms of linebacker land. CV played some as well, and then at safety, a mix of Anthony Beavers and Bryson Shaw, who both held up very well. Versus a team that likes to throw the ball a lot. So overall, I thought both in that way. Kind of the specific guys who stepped in did a nice job. And then what you need in those moments is it can't just be about the two that comes in. Everyone else kind of has to step their game up. And I would highlight Thule, obviously, just some great individual effort.
We've talked so much about Thule, but how impressive was tonight and the timing of those plays and everything.
Yeah, just critical, absolutely critical. You get to the point. Where you just think he's going to make a play, and you look at the call sheet, and you just don't want to get in his way. One of those deals. And so we was pleased with that. I mean, there's a lot of missed opportunities. Credit goes to them. I mean, I don't want to suggest that we didn't think we'd have any issues, getting them on the ground as you go through video studying that. But no, the ones we did, and it was a pretty good bet it was going to be Thule that they got it done for us. And so. No, you talk about stepping out. That was huge.
The defense has exceeded a lot of expectations from maybe fans, media, and whatnot. I'm sure it hasn't exceeded yours, but are there some areas of your defense that has exceeded your expectations?
Yeah, I think the battle, the grind, the willingness to kind of do some of the hard stuff and respond in situations, regardless of the scoreboard, whether it's on the positive side or there's a struggle. We call them response downs, response drives. Maybe give up 7. How do you do the next time? And it's never going to be 100%, obviously. But how do you do after our offense maybe goes 3 and out? And responding in those moments. I would give the guys a lot of credit. And then the opportunity to finish games. And not be so willing to, I can't wait to go celebrate or start being a scoreboard watcher and stuff like that. For the most part, I think the guys have done, that's really exceeded my expectations. And I think that speaks to kind of their want to. And, if you have that, and it still goes back to effort. And if you have that, you got a shot.
Obviously, the pressure was a big part of it. Well, what was working just in terms of containing Cam Morton?
Yeah, and I mean, the ones when we didn't kind of stand out. But, making sure that your initial coverage is sound, making sure you're playing top-down defense. A couple times, there's 2 extremes in this as you watch these guys. It's the immediacy of the passing game, the ball comes out so quick, or it's a play that lasts 10, 12 seconds. And that's the timing element of football, oftentimes kind of just you have a feel for it, and then all of a sudden it doesn't feel the same way, and there's a little bit of an anxiousness that comes with it, and you see some of those opportunities to get a guy on the ground where you got to relax, take the extra steps, wrap them up. Which again is not an easy ordeal, but but when you can do that, obviously, what we tell the guys is we have a play in that moment. They don't. The offense doesn't have a play. It's scramble drill for them. We call it match for us. So zone coverage becomes man coverage. Man coverage, you have to stay in coverage. And we try to brainwash our guys into thinking advantage us. Now, it's not always that case, but certainly against a quarterback so willing to do it, you got to hold up that way. And so it was good to find a way to get him on the ground a few times.
So you've talked how you've been through this process a few times installing the defense. Now you're halfway through the season. How is this process here compared to the previous times you've done it?
Yeah, it's similar in a lot of ways. I mean, the practice habits and having an expectation for, they talk about the extension of the work week. You know, we've had some good days, had some bad days, but I think in some ways too is making sure having a little bit of momentum after Saturdays. Guys, kind of look at it through the lens of some of the things that we're saying are working. Some of the coaching points that we've been saying since January, which was one of the things that we really try to emphasize with the guys. There's not a lot of new each week. Now there's always going to be some, and you got to let us coach you and adapt to the particular opponent. But no, a lot of similarities that way. The want to's there, and that's obviously got to continue. And in terms of the performance on Saturdays, like we're talking about, finishing probably a little bit better than maybe some past experience.
Washington State's defense paid the price tonight for some penalties that kept drives alive. Can you just talk about the challenge of playing as physically as you needed to tonight, but not making those kind of mistakes? Yeah,
you got to be smart. I mean, I grabbed Kalen, after his, which extends the drive, and so we had our moments also. If there's a coaching point we can give you, it's our job to give it to you. If there's not a coaching point we can give you, let's not pretend like there is one. So like in that case, it's a bang bang play. I'm not sure. Certainly the intent wasn't from a negative standpoint. Like he's trying to take a kid's head off or something like that. I mean, that wasn't it. But the timing of it, you kind of get, punished for it. So I bring that up on our side of the thing because it is critical. It's hard enough to play defense. It's kind of the unforced errors in tennis. Kind of using that analogy, or turn the ball over on the basketball court. You're just giving them free access, free plays. I mean, it's make them out execute you, to the best of your ability, and it extends drives. And by and large, it's amazing. I should know the study and do the study. And a lot of times we don't because we kind of know what the outcome's going to be. Is how many scoring drives include a penalty defensively? It's fascinating. And I think if you went through our year, that would probably hold true.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay, thank you.